Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Melchizedek Chronicles. I am your host, Kenny Williamson, and it's another day over here in Arkansas, or Arkansas, as somebody pronounces it. Different people pronounce it different ways, Arkansas or Arkansas, however. But here we are. So, today I wanted to talk just a little bit about something I've talked about in the past, I've alluded to more than once, and that has to do with people, superstars or singers, you name it. It seems like, it seems like lots of them always mention Satan, Lucifer, something to that effect. And I believe that if you know about this person and they are very popular and you listen to their music or you watch their movies like we all have, they're worshiping the devil or they've got to deal with the devil or something to that nature, okay? I don't believe anybody gets to stardom type popularity unless the devil's behind it, okay? Because the devil does run this world. This is the devil's to do what he chooses with it right now. God is allowing that to happen. I mean, God could stop it at any moment if he wanted to, but he's allowing it to happen at the moment. So I wanted to go over a verse here with you just to kind of get this thing started. And we'll go over Luke 4, 5 through 8, King James Version. And this is Jesus Christ was up in the mountains or wherever he was at up there, and the devil came to him. So, and the devil, taking him up into a high mountain, showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. So everything you can see, he was just shown to him. Here it is, everything. And the devil said unto him, all this power I will give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and whomsoever I will give it. So in easy layman terms, okay, you see all this stuff, I'm going to give it to you, and you're going to get all the glory too. They're all going to give you glory because all this stuff has been delivered unto me. See, I own it. And it's whoever I want to give it to, I'll give it to you. So it says, if thou therefore wilt worship me, all will be thine. So he says, basically all you got to do is worship me. Get on your knees and worship me, and I'm going to give all this stuff to you. And Jesus answered and said to him, get thee behind me, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only thou shalt serve. Okay, so what is this telling you? Okay, this is telling you that the devil does have full control over all the kingdoms, okay, and the glory of them. And it's his to do whatever he wants with. It was delivered to him. He just said that. It is delivered unto me, and whomsoever I will give it. So he can give stuff to whoever he wants. Now, if this was a lie, then Jesus probably would have said, whatever, Satan. You don't have any control over that. I do. Or you don't have any control over that. God does. Okay, the Father on the throne has it. But he didn't say that, did he? He said, no, get behind me. I'm not going to worship you. But he never argued with Satan and said he didn't have control. Satan made the statement here, I have it. I have the glory of it. It's mine, and I can give it to whoever I want. So, having alluded to that, since now we know that's biblical, okay? And as you know, if you listen to the podcast, as you know, I try to relate everything back to biblical. So this whole conspiracy truth Melchizedek Chronicles podcast website, all that is based on, it's based on, okay, we have a conspiracy, you have a statement, whatever. Can you confirm it via black and white, book, chapter, and verse in God's word? Okay? That's it right there. So that is my proof verse right there. The devil owns it, and he can give it to whoever he wants. So I did a podcast here recently, of course, on Garth Brooks. We've all heard of Garth Brooks, right? He's a superstar. In fact, looks like he's practically a billionaire. I mean, I don't know what he's worth. I'd have to, search that out. But, when him and his wife got a divorce, his first wife, she walked away with almost $200 million. That's a lot of money. So was that half, or was that just a fraction? I don't know. And in the podcast, of course, we asked the question, how come she got so much money? Well, rumor has it that Mr. Brooks is, in fact, a serial killer. Okay. Would that be surprising to you? It's not to me. The simple fact that he's a superstar worth that much money says that he's got to deal with the devil. Okay? He's done something for the devil to give him the glory. So what has he done? Okay, well, in my opinion, he's obviously worshiping the devil. If you listen to him, the way he talks, he sounds like a devil. He sounds very shady, okay, and weird. So there's that. There's the fact that there's over 200 unexplained disappearances / deaths that has to do with his touring schedule. So is there any wonder? And the other thing I never said on that podcast is look at him now. He still acts the same way, but, here a while back, he went full woke liberal, and he was supposed to do a concert, for like, I don't know, a Trump rally or something. Maybe it was when Trump first got elected president. I don't know. But, he went full woke, and he wears the LGBTQ colors on a thing on his deal. So he's pro-gay, pro-lesbian, pro-trans. So I'm sure he's pro-abortion because he's with the left. He'll only do concerts if you're a lunatic liberal left, and you kill babies and you murder people, and that's what he's for. So devil, on his way to hell. Is he redeemable? I personally don't think so. Only God knows. But if you listen to my last podcast, would I pray for the dude? Absolutely not. I pray that he gets caught. Oh yeah. I pray that if he's guilty of these murders, I pray that he gets caught and he gets punished. But as far as praying for his salvation, now he's a reprobate, I'm sure, just like all these others. Way too far gone. And I wanted to prove that to you. I have let's see, what do I have here? Let me see if I can get this thing pulled up. This is an interview with Bob Dylan. Okay, it's only 30 seconds long. Everybody's heard of Bob Dylan, right? Bob Dylan, the rock star and all this. Okay, Bob Dylan. So we have Bob Dylan here, and he's being interviewed by this guy. It's very interesting. Now, I've got the video. You can watch it, but if you're listening to audio only, I'm going to play it. But the guy, you can tell he's looking down. He's looking around. You can tell he either is in regret or something. He don't look happy about it. Okay, what the story he's fixing to tell you. So let me see. Let me know if I can share it. So I'm going to share this, and then I'm going to play it. And hopefully it will play. In the past, it hasn't. So let's see. I've got the volume up. Let's see. Here we go.
Still do it. Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, Oh.
Now, stop right there. Did you hear that? He goes, I made a bargain with it. He goes, it's all about that destiny thing. I made a bargain with it. He started to say, I made a deal with the devil. It's what he started to say. I made a deal. Then he just says, well, I made a bargain with it. Let's keep going.
Long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
So he made a deal, a bargain with it a long time ago, and he's trying to hold up his end. Keep listening.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
So he made a bargain to get where he is now. You know, superstar, household name. Everybody's heard of Bob Dylan, right? So here's pretty interesting what this interviewer asked next.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
Who'd you make the bargain with? Well, with the chief commander. You know what I mean? Why don't you just say the devil? We all know what you're thinking, right? But you can't say it, can you? He's got a steady stutter around, look around, and pretty obvious. Here we go. Let's play it again.
Chief commander.
On this earth?
And this earth, and then in a world we can't see.
Still do.
So there you go. He makes a deal with the chief commander. And this guy says, of this world? Well, of this world and the world you can't see. There it is. I mean, now he admitted it. He didn't come right out and say Satan, but you know, the chief commander of this world. Well, you know, of this world and the one you can't see. Who do you think he's talking about? Do you think it's God? It's not. Okay, God is not interested in you being a superstar singing your filthy songs, leading people to hell. Do you think God's the one promoting that? So who do you think this chief commander is? You know, the one that he made the deal bargain with? He almost said, I made a deal with the devil. But instead of calling it a deal, he spits it out and calls it a bargain. There are all kinds of these kind of videos, okay? And I could play all kinds of them for you. I've got one where, you know, I can't even think of all their names off the top of my head, but it's a bunch of them. It sure is. Let's see if I can dredge another one up here. Hold on one second. Okay, I've got it right here. Let's see. This one is one that I've listened to several times. This is Nicki Minaj. You know, everything she sings and stuff is just total filth, of course. Let's see if I can share this. I'm sharing this screen. You can see the picture, but the picture's not that good. And I hope the audio records right. I'm going to check this time before I publish it, by the way. Anyway, so she is talking here about a demon by the name of Roman that lives inside of her. Now, she has a song where she says something about some call me Nikki, some call me Roman. So she sings about this demon as well. Let's see if we can listen to this. Let's see. Here we go.
Roman is a crazy boy who lives in me, and he says the things that I don't want to say.
So he's a crazy boy that lives inside of her, and he says the things that she doesn't want to say, in case you can't hear this, okay?
He was born, just a few months ago.
Because he was born a few months ago.
I think he was born out of rage.
Born out of rage.
He was conceived in rage.
He was conceived in rage, she says.
He bashes everyone. He threatens to beat people, and he's violent. He wants to be blamed. I don't want to blame him. I ask him to leave.
She don't want to blame this Roman, this demon. She's asked him to leave, according to her.
But he can't. He's here for a reason.
He can't leave. He's here for a reason. Did you hear that?
People have brought him out. People conjured him up. Now he won't leave.
People conjured him up, and now he won't leave. Don't you mean you conjured him up? Isn't that what you could probably say? She says, people conjured him up and he won't leave. Don't you mean you conjured him up? You're the devil worshiper. He came inside of you. He's your demon that lives inside of you and does the same. In fact, there's another interview I saw where basically she said that he does everything. He's doing the stuff. He's doing the dancing. He's doing the talented stuff. She kind of sits back there like acting like a zombie. It's like, oh, and then this demon comes into her and then does the act, does the singing, does all the work to make her popular. So she wants to be popular so bad that she allowed a demon to come into her to gain the popularity. So she's a devil worshiper. Okay? Surprise! I mean, are you surprised yet? No, I don't know why. I'm not surprised. So I don't know how anybody else could be surprised. Okay, let's see if I can dredge up this other one here. Let's look. Okay, I've got that one here. This one here is called rapper Little Tony. Now, I'm not into rap, so, I have no idea who this is, but he basically describes, and I'll play it, but he describes they took him up on a mountain somewhere. I'm assuming this was in California, and had a bunch of fancy cars and all kinds of stuff, and they basically told him, you're going to worship the devil, and we're going to send you off with some people, and they're going to get to do what they want with you physically in bed, okay? So this is a whole nother Diddy thing all over again. And he said no, and so the guy started driving him back down the mountain, and basically his face turned into something he describes as looks like Venom off Spider-Man. So his face turned into like a devil's face, and he jumps out of the car and talks a mailman into taking him back down the hill. And, he says he doesn't know. Let's see if I can get to this where you can actually see it or hear it. The guy's kind of hard to understand, at least it is for me. Let's see here. I've got him right here. Let's see if we can listen.
You had an encounter with the devil?
Yeah, I got booked for a photo shoot. They took me all the way up this mountain. I was on top of the mountain. We finished the photo shoot. They have OD cars. They got a 3-seater McLaren. They got a Ferrari. And I'm asking them, like, how y'all get all this money? They like, we do demonic rituals. I'm laughing. No, you don't, bro. I'm like, how you get this money? Don't put me on. I'm trying to get like y'all. Like, nah, we do demonic rituals. I say, so what type of demonic ritual? He say, the Illuminati never talked to you. I'm laughing. I'm still laughing at him like, bro, you playing a game. Like, he like, bro, no, for real. Leonardo DiCaprio do all the initiation.
Well. Did you hear that? Leonardo DiCaprio does all the initiations. I thought those guys were innocent. Supposedly, Leonardo DiCaprio is one of the, allegedly, a pedophile and one of the worst ones. He was one of them that was always over at the Diddy parties. Okay, and if you've paid any attention to what supposedly happened there, allegedly, everybody that went there was raped. Didn't matter if you were a man, didn't matter if you were a woman. You showed up, you were given drugs, or you did it on your own, and you were raped repeatedly. And that's how you get your fandom. Your stardom. You go to the guy's house. He's tied in big. He's a devil worshiper. So is all of his other buddies. And they're like, look, hey, we're going to have literally our way with you night and day. And if you go along, hey, you'll get that next record deal. Leonardo was reported as one of the guys that's always there. He didn't even have to show up anymore, but he was there type deal. So he's a sick pervert and a devil, allegedly. Okay? The one that was on the movie Titanic that everybody felt so sorry. He's been in lots of movies. He's a big-time actor. Guess why? You don't get to that position unless you're the nastiest and worst of them all. The more you worship the devil and the more you're into this kind of stuff, hey. And as I said, Leonardo does all the initiations for the devil stuff. Imagine that. But hey, there's going to be those that just have to watch his movies. They put him up on a pedestal because he's an actor. He's an actor. He's a devil worshiper. Okay. Anyway, let's fast forward here. I think this guy says what this guy said. I'm going to back it up here. Let's listen.
We spent all this money to get you up here. This face change game.
His face
in
changed.
front of me. You see Venom? Like,
Yeah, like
Spider-Man?
Yeah, from Spider-Man.
Kind of like that. Probably about this wide. Face change. I'm like, what the? Like, it's probably about like right here. Like, see somebody morph into something?
Yeah.
It's like that. It threw me all the way off. We in the 3-seater McLaren.
So they're driving in McLaren. Like I said, the guy's trying to drive him down, but takes the wrong turn. He wants out of the car, and this guy morphs. His face morphs into something that looks like Venom off Spider-Man. So in other words, a demon, a devil. And this guy sees it. Of course, he don't believe it, of course. And he finally gets out of the car. He tells the mailman, please take me down the mountain. And let's see what he says here at the end. So, yeah, please take me down to the bottom of the mountain. Here we go.
It was God. He took me down to the bottom. Like, people on camera, you ain't got to believe me. I don't care. I really saw this.
I believe it.
And it made me, that's what made me know that the devil and God was real.
All right. So, there you go. So, this guy here, he sees this, and like he said, this is what made me realize that God was real. Devil, hey, you're a fool. Okay, I could have told you that the devil and God was real. But, hey, you got to go see it for yourself. Now, is the guy going to get saved and clean up? I don't know. I have no idea. Or is he going to go on and go in it? Because, all these other guys, they know the devil's real too. They're worshiping the devil. They're making deals with the devil. Don't seem to bother them too much. I mean, because they're still doing it. So, let's see here. I got another one here. This one here, I don't know if you heard that or not. This one here is, what is her name? Oh, Stevie Nicks. A lot of people listen to her music, have listened to her music. I've listened to her music. I like the music. Fleetwood Mac, it's a shame. It's sickening, really. And what she comes out and says, now she never says she worships the devil in this little deal here, but basically she speaks about how she got pregnant going into their third album, and so she went and had an abortion, and that allowed her to continue her career at the height of Fleetwood Mac's rise. So she basically makes it plain to say access to abortion made her life, her art, and her voice possible. So what she did is being promiscuous. So let's just say having sex with multiple people. She has had sex with one of these other band members. It's from some of their band. I think she names off the name here. And she gets pregnant. And she's more concerned about Fleetwood Mac and her money. So she goes and kills her baby. And she's proud of it. Oh, she's proud of it. Because, hey, let's just listen. Let's just listen to see if, let me share it here. Because I've got to share it this way in order for you to hear it. So let's listen real quick and see if we can hear it.
I got pregnant, and it was like, why? I have an IUD. I am totally protected. I have a great gynecologist. How come this has happened?
So you took all the precautions?
Yes, and I'm like, this can't be happening. Fleetwood Mac is 3 years in, and it's big, and we're going into our third album. It was like, oh, no, 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 no.
Oh, no, 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 no. We're not going to allow anything to happen to our band. This is kill that sucker. Kill that baby. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
No. It would have destroyed Fleetwood Mac.
If you had a baby.
Absolutely. Because many reasons. I would.
So murder your baby for Fleetwood Mac. You've already made all these albums. You're already a multimillionaire. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. Now, she says it would have destroyed the band. I mean, what? You can't sing pregnant? You can't be a mother and have a child somewhere? Nah. Not when you're a superstar and you're a devil worshiper, I'm sure. Let's continue.
Like, tried my best to get through, being in the studio every single day, expecting a child, but mostly having a child with Don Henley would not have gone over big in Fleetwood Mac with Lindsay and me, who we'd been broken up for 2 or 3 years. It would have been a nightmare scenario for me to live through.
It takes.
So, let's see, as this says, translation, Baal demanded a human sacrifice, so I gave him my baby in exchange for fame. It was a fair trade. I'm so fulfilled now. Well, can you imagine what she said? Who was the husband? What'd she say, the daddy? Bob Dylan? No, not Bob Dylan. Whatever she just said. Let me listen to it again. I can't remember who she said the dad was. Well, Don Henley. So Don Henley sings lots of good music as well. So think of that, okay? Don Henley and her have a child together, okay? But she's too concerned about Fleetwood Mac, so she has the baby murdered. She murders it, so she can have her fame. And they're not even doing tours here. Like she said, she says, can you imagine basically going to the studio pregnant? Nobody can even see you. All they do is hear you. All you're doing is recording. So you couldn't possibly keep recording your next album. I mean, you've got 9 months, right? Before the baby's due. You couldn't possibly keep recording songs and record hundreds, thousands of songs in 9 months. What? Why not? And then when you had the baby, you can't stay home for a few weeks and then have somebody watch the baby, or a month or 2 or 6 weeks, and then go back and singing in the studio. See, that's impossible. See, because we can't run around and have sex with multiple people and do our whole thing and worship our devil with a baby there. But can you imagine if that baby had been a let to live, maybe? I mean, the dad's a singer, the mom's a singer. They're both rich and famous. Talk about a good life for a child. I mean, they may have grown up and been the biggest thing in the world as far as singing goes. Who knows? But hey, Baal needs his baby worship, or his baby worship, his baby sacrifice. Baal needs his worship by you sacrificing your babies. Hey, you want to be big, right? Well, perfect. Okay, you've already probably made a deal with the devil, and now you're pregnant. Sacrifice your baby. Guaranteed to just keep on going. You want a name for you, don't you? Don't you want all the glory that the devil can give you? All the glory from all of the unsaved people that are running around, worshiping you, putting you up on an altar like you're somebody important when you're nobody? When you're nobody at all? What does Jesus Christ say about people like that? Does he say anything? Let me look here. Okay, I've got that pulled up here. So let's go to Acts 10:34, King James Bible, of course. And then Peter opened his mouth and said, "Of a truth I perceive that God is no respecter of persons." What does that mean? Does that mean God don't, love you or whatever? No, that's not what it means. That means your earthly title Okay? God doesn't favor you based on your race or your status or your background or how many songs you sang or how the world perceived you or if you were a fake president or you're a devil-worshiping serial killer. Okay, but you're popular. You've got a really popular country song. You've got more country songs than any person in the world. So what do you think? God's going to be like, well, hello there, Mr. Brooks. Oh, I didn't realize it was you. Hold on a second. Let me stand back. You're so important. Oh, well, I know you killed a lot of people, but I tell you what, you're just such a good singer, and I've got all your albums. Even the same ones you threw onto the bodies that you killed. Yeah. Come on into heaven. Everybody knows you. Come on in. No, I don't hardly think so. So, is God a respecter of persons? No. We've got multiple verses that says that. How about Romans 2? For there is no respect of persons with God. Ephesians 6:9. And ye masters, do the same things unto them, forbearing, threatening, knowing that your master also is in heaven, neither is there respect of persons with him. Okay? He doesn't respect you because you're a superstar, or you're Nicki Minaj, or you're Fleetwood Mac. Okay? He is no respecter of persons. So, do you think some of these ex-presidents of the United States, that are Muslims and filth and murderers, allegedly, pedophiles, allegedly, and the whole 9 yards, do you think when they get to stand before the judgment throne, up there, the white throne judgment, because that's where they're going to be, by the way, do you think God's going to take into consideration, well, you were the first black president. Oh, well, in that case, you see, you're really special because they elected you. Oh, wait a second. You weren't really elected. You were selected. But you were the first president. Well, you don't really, because you didn't even qualify because you weren't even born in this country. But, no. You're nobody. Okay? No, you're going to get treated the same way as the guy that's laying in the ditch. Okay? You both are sinners. One's, he's big and popular, and he wears a suit and tie, and he was the president of the United States of America. The other was a doped-out drug addict and died in a ditch. So guess what? Now they're both standing in front of God, in front of the white throne judgment. You don't get any special treatment because you're the president. Okay? You don't get any special treatment because you're a rock star or a country music singer or a Hollywood, actor. He's an A-list actor? Oh, well, in that case. Oh, because this actor over here, he just played in B movies. Oh, but we've got Tom Hanks up here? Oh, well, I really liked your movie, so I'm gonna let some of the pedophilia slide. Are you kidding me? No. Sorry. I can book, chapter, and verse you in the Bible where God's not a respecter of persons. So you're not going to get away with it because of that. So you better think about that. But anyway, I've got all kinds of them. Let me see my time. I could literally go on and on and on with these different people, and they've made deals with the devil, how they made it. They talk about it. We're talking actors, actresses, people who claim to be witches, singers, you name it. And I did a podcast, an audio-only podcast, a long time ago with a guy. He talked about that. He actually had recordings of all these different people, and it's every one of them. It's every single one of them. And it goes back, all the way back. This is not a 2023, 4, or 5 thing. Of course, it's almost 2026 now, but this isn't a new thing. This Bob Dylan and stuff, he goes back, and he was talking about the song he sang in the 60s. And he has this big, all that he was talking about. He goes on in that interview to say that he don't even know how he wrote the stuff. It was magic. It just came to him. And he couldn't even do it today. The devil wrote the lyrics. Okay? A demon wrote the lyrics. Something like that. He didn't. He made a deal and he accepted it. And so now, all these years later, he's an old man, and the guy's like, why are you still doing this? Well, I made a deal. I got to keep up my end of the bargain. Do you know what you need to do? Bob, you need to drop your deal with the devil. You need to turn to Jesus Christ. You need to ask for forgiveness for the filth that you've just done for the last 40, 50 years. And pray to God for forgiveness and ask that he comes into your heart and saves you and releases you from that junk. But as soon as you do that, your career's over. Okay? They might even erase you from it. All of a sudden, your records and stuff are all disappear. In fact, people may forget who you even are. That supposedly happened as well. When you make a deal with the devil, who guarantees you're going to stay around forever? People are like, oh, when you're gone, you're gone. Now you reject your little deal and you turn to Christ and get saved, the devil's probably not going to like it very much. I mean, after all, he's given you all the glory. He's let you have your little time out there doing your thing, and all of a sudden you're going to turn on him? I'm sure he's going to shut you down real quick. You'll probably be dead the next day. But wouldn't you rather be dead the next day and be in heaven than go ahead and just, oh man, I got to keep up my end of the bargain, and then die and go to hell? I mean, they're both eternity, right? So you'd be better off to ask for forgiveness and then let the devil get a hold of you and kill you, because at least you're going to heaven at that point. What's your other option? Die as you are now and go to hell with all the other ones, with all the other popular people of the world. Is that what you want? Whatever, dude. I wouldn't do it. I mean, I'm not even popular and I wouldn't do it. I mean, I've got people I'd like to see that superseded me into heaven, okay, that I hope are there. I've got people younger than me I'm hoping to see in heaven, in an eternal body, with no more tears, no more pain, no more suffering, in a glorified body, no more aging, no more hunger, no more death, no more cancer. That's something to look forward to. Okay? Now, you're only going to get that with Jesus Christ. You've got to turn to Jesus. If you don't, well, you know the alternative. We've talked about it. I talk about it all the time. I hate to just keep saying it, but you know what the alternative is. So anyway, having said all that, let me try to think here. I think that's it on this particular podcast. And yeah, I've got others coming up. I plan on just going and going and going. I've got a whole lot more I'd like to talk about. But this I was want to talk about just because it's come up several times and it's been on my mind. So I'm like, you know what? I talked about Garth, and I mentioned in that one that I think all these guys are devil worshipers. And the more I talk about it, the more I just keep coming up with, they are. That's exactly what they are. So think about that, when you're a normal guy or a normal woman and you're envious of these people because they're rich and they're this and they seem like they've all got it put together. They don't. These guys are being controlled. They're miserable. They have handlers. All you see is the fake Hollywood propaganda on TV and YouTube or wherever you're seeing this junk. It's all fake. It's for show. These people, really, they're not happy behind the scenes. Lots of them go insane and try to kill themselves and everything. Lots of them kill themselves just to get out of it. Okay, so the money and the fame and the fortune doesn't make them happy. And that's why there's so many celebrity murders, so many celebrity suicides. It's on and on and on. This is not something you want to look up to. These aren't people that you respect. In fact, if you notice, if you're into politics at all and listen to any of these clowns, they're just devils to me, but I'm going to call them clowns. Every one of these actors and actresses, what do you think they support when somebody talks to them? Do you think they ever mention God? Absolutely not. All they talk about is abortions, trans, gay, sodomites, lesbians. That's all they can talk about. They wear the the gay colors, LGBTQ colors, LGBTQ this, that. That's all they talk about. And then when they get interviewed, and I'm not saying I'm for Trump, but every one of them are a lunatic lefty. That's all they talk about. Women should be able to get abortions. Children should be able to be butchered. How dare you not let a 3-year-old get their genitals cut off? How dare you? All of our kids are trans. You know, in fact, I think I mentioned that on one. It's like 95%, 99% of all Hollywood celebrities now, kids are transgender. All of them. 90-some percent. How is that possible? How is that possible? Okay, let me explain it to you. They're devil worshipers. They worship Baal, among other gods, other false gods. Those other false gods were trans in the Bible. They were half man, half woman. Okay, that's how they portrayed themselves, as a half and half. You know, a man's body with women's breast, or vice versa. And then when all these nasty, sick pedophiles and degenerates go to worship these false gods, well, they do it in a temple, and they all have orgies, and the men dress up like women, of course, and the women dress up like men. It's the same thing. It was going on in biblical days. Baal worship. And it doesn't matter what the name is. He's got 100 different names. Baal, Astaroth. The list goes on and on and on. It's all fake, false demons is what you're worshiping. Fallen angels. That's what you're worshiping. You're ultimately worshiping the devil. And they're still doing it today. That's why all of the Hollywoods have got trans kids. It's like they're sacrificing their kid to these pagan gods so they can keep their status. That's why there's always people dying. In fact, the one guy I talked to, he said there for a while, all the celebrity children, like the firstborn, they always drowned. There was like tons of them. Oh, their kid drowned in a pool. Oh, their kid drowned. Oh, their kid drowned. Well, of course they did. They're sacrificed. The devil comes to you and he says, look, you're an A-list actor. You want to stay that way? I need something. You need to kill somebody. I want that kid right there. You better figure out a way. You don't want to get caught? Well, you better figure out a way to make it look like it was an accident then. But either way, it needs to happen tonight. And so they go drown them. Oops, they fell in the pool. Oops, this happened to them. That's the kind of people you're dealing with. They want that money and that power and that glory so bad, they will murder to get it. They'll murder to keep it. And that's why, like I said on a previous podcast, I'm not praying for these guys. Absolutely not. I'm not wasting my time on these devils. Okay, they're hell-bound. Only God can help them out at this point. Then he can do it. I'm not going to waste my very short, precious time praying for these devils. I'm not doing it. I mean, they know better, and they know what they're doing, and they chose to reject God, and they chose to worship the devil. And now they're choosing to send all these kids and stuff down that same path and get them butchered and murdered and killed, the whole 9 yards. And every one of them are allegedly pedophiles and drinking babies' blood and everything else. Pray for them? Nah. No, I pray that their judgment comes swiftly. I pray that when God gets here, They get exactly what they deserve. Okay? And there will be no respecter of persons. Okay? Me, I'm just a man. So if I saw some big actor, I might be like, well, that is, but see, I'm flawed. I'm a man. But with God, no respecter. Good. Good. You commit the crime, you're going to do the time. Okay? No respecter, you ain't getting away with it because you've got a title here on earth. Means nothing. Anyway, I am going to stop, but before I go down another ranting thing here, you know how I can do. I can literally rant and rave for hours. So, thanks for listening. If you're on YouTube, please like and share. If you're on Spotify, please rate it, like it, rate the show, or any other thing, just to kind of, get past the algorithms. Let me think. Oh, it's Flatbro website, truthseekersministry.org, kennywilliamson.com, truthseekers2012@gmail.com. Okay? Thanks for listening. I think that's it for now. See if I can get my little thing over here to work. Until we meet again, God bless you.